Good evening. Welcome to the Town of Cicero Planning Board meeting. Would you please join us in the pledge? Jack, could you lead us off, please, sir?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. First order of business is the approval of the minutes from our December 3rd meeting. Any questions or comments? We have a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
We have a second.
Second,
Jim?
Yeah.
Chuck?
Yes.
Mary?
yes.
Jack?
Yes.
And I vote yes, minutes have been approved. Now we'll open the meeting to public comment. If there's anybody here in the audience that would like to address the board on any active application, you may do so now. Given nobody's approach, we'll close the public input and move on to the first agenda item. This is a 3-lot subdivision. We're going to be scheduling a public hearing this evening. The property is at 5345 Guy Young Road, and Jeffrey Crooks is the applicant. Jeffrey here? Nope. Maybe Steve told me it didn't have to be. All right. So, Neil, would you make a motion to set the public hearing date, please?
Road, 5396 Short Drive, 3-lot subdivision. Public hearing shall commence at 6:30 p.m. or soon thereafter, as the matter may be heard at the regular scheduled meeting of the planning board on Wednesday, January 7th, 2027.
And would somebody like to make that a motion?
I'll make that motion.
And do we have a second? Again. Thank you. Jim?
Yes.
Chuck? Yes. Mary?
Yes.
Zach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item is a continuation of a site plan. This is for a proposed construction contracting business at 9385 Brewerton Road. Mr. Dave Beck. Please come on up. Good evening, welcome back. Want to review your modifications?
Yeah. Kind of reviewed the engineer guy, and we changed the drawing based on his recommendation, and he now was content with everything. He had about 7 items, suggestions that we had that I can answer them. And suggestions that will help. Other than that, I think everything else is pretty well set.
Did you see the design review as well? All right.
Yes.
Yeah, that's, probably should go ahead, Mark.
Yes, I apologize. Yes, the design review that this paper here, you guys got a copy of? The 7 suggestions.
Mhm.
I discussed this with Anthony, and I have I can address them now if that will work for you.
Did you see the one he put out on the 14th?
Yes, this is the one right here.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Understand what I'm saying.
Thank you.
So basically, the first comment says that it was not 100% clear on the drawing that we're gonna leave the 20 by 20 side side. At the intersection of O'Mara and Brewerton Road. So I assured them that, and want to assure you as well, that of course we will do that. So we will make sure that the plants and the greenery area that will not supersede the 20-foot in either direction. So that's pretty cut and dry. Of course, we're gonna make sure that's clear. Number 2, I guess it was unclear on there if we were gonna repair or replace existing fence along the west property boundary. And they wanted to make sure that it will result in a privacy fence, the full length of the property boundary, which it will. We will definitely repair or rebuild the fence in its entirety, 6-foot, 6-foot privacy fence.
Neil, are we comfortable with either or?
Yes.
Okay. right, go ahead.
The third one, the dumpster enclosure, he just suggested I may want to be, orient that towards Brewerton Road. But I discussed it with him, I purposely wanted to orient it the other way so we could have access from Omar Drive. And he was okay with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
So that's number 3. Number 4, provide protection for pedestrians at the main entrance door. This was new to me, but I discussed it with him, and I'm okay putting 2 ballards in front of the door, 4 foot from the front entrance. So that's, no problem there. Number 5, it says the note indicates 375 square foot of allowable signage area. I guess that's slightly higher than what's typical based on the linear foot of the building.
It's a lot higher.
Okay, so,
Yeah, I think it was done based on the lot, on the plan. The numbers on the plan were based on the lot, not the
yes,
building.
the reason it shows to do that sign is that's the size of the existing stuff. And I was hoping to ask the board if I could keep the size, as is, which is the existing size of the sign on the building now.
So
I would ask if I could do that.
What are the sizes of the existing sign?
Do we have a picture?
Yeah,
I think the issue is what they have on the plan, it says 375 square feet sign is allowed, which is incorrect. What they're proposing is a 3 foot by 20 foot sign on the front. And then on the side facing O'Meara Drive, a 2 foot by 11 foot.
okay, so, does that fall under the correct guidelines?
That's up to the board, but I just want to point out that they're not proposing 375 square feet.
Okay.
the allowable, I think, is 50 foot and they're like at 85,
Yeah,
82. So,
well, again, the board regularly approves more than what.
Yeah.
I mean, these signs, 3 by 20 and 2 by.
the big discrepancy was the note on the plans.
Yeah, no, I understand. Yep.
So everybody understand that?
Mhm.
I don't know what they do with my notes on it, but. So Mark, the square footage of the signs I'd look for is 83 feet. And allowable based on code is 50. Right,
That's
yeah. It's just that the note said it was 600 and something was allowable, which isn't accurate.
shown on part 3. This is the larger of the 2 signs,
And if we could
and then
scroll through the picture of it, it'll show it on the front of the building, the existing, how it looks on the building, which, if that will help, I don't know. First page,
is on these.
yeah, maybe on this one, yeah,
Maybe page 6.
on the Brewerton Road side, yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, so the allowable is 50, you have 82. The note says allowable is 375, that's the discrepancy.
Okay, I see.
So you're 32 feet over allowable and the board generally is okay with that. I'm fine with signage. Any other comments on the signage, thoughts? Does that all make sense? You follow me on that one?
So the second, you got a second sign.
So the
I'm
other
not-
sign is just a little sign, smaller sign,
Like
Um,
that.
on the O'Meara side. And he's saying this, if I understand correctly, that both sides together. Both sides together, you have the square footage of the Brooklyn and the O'Meara side are just approximately 30 additional square foot. If I understand correctly.
32, yes.
32. I don't know the rules. Originally, I had thought that you had mistakenly probably, that you could do, because it's a road, you have, that starts over again. In other words, I probably understood this incorrectly, but I thought that that means the front of the building, you could put a sign, X number of square footage. And then, but you also have road frontage, seen as a corner, that you have X number of square footage for that. But that's, I'm understanding that's not how it works.
There would be a lot of signage.
Yeah. So work allow me to increase that total square footage of both sides to approximately 30 feet or 32 feet, like he said, over the allowable 50 feet.
I suspect we don't have a problem. Any questions on it? All right. We're good with that.
And the building cabinets, so this is the main one. So we're putting on the front of the building, as you can see, stone on the front of the building. I never intended there to be stone all the way around the building. The engineer drew it up that way, and I planned on doing, metal on the bottom half a different color to keep the elevation, but I didn't plan on putting stone on all the way around the building just because of the excessive cost. So, I would like to omit the stone on the north side, which is the O'Mara side of the building, as it would significantly increase the construction cost if I did the stone all the way around. But I did want to, so that you keep the elevation, I was gonna go with the black part, the same height as the stone. So there still would be a defining on that elevation. So it would be the black and then the gray on the top of the line. And that was allowable for the crowd. Because if you stone all the way around, just was.
The stone on one side,
What'd you say?
stone only on one side,
Front side, yes.
just one, okay, and then the sides do the
The
metal.
side, I was gonna do the black metal, the same height as the stone, so it still distinguishes for the.
Is recommended by our architectural engineer, and I tend to agree with him, is that it should be on the O'Mara side as well. Not all four sides, but two street frontage sides.
Okay.
But that's just me. I'm just one vote. So we need some opinions here.
I think they will look good.
I tend to agree with you, I'm just, from a budgeting concern,
Sure.
it's extensive, it's probably another $10,000 to $14,000 additional costs, construction costs, and I'm trying to, that was the main reason for not wanting to put that.
When you say stone, you mean like cobblestone facing?
It's the stone facade, I can look right here.
Okay.
It's this stuff right here that we showed the board last time, that's gonna go on the front.
Oh, okay, that type of stone.
To
Like,
put this all the way around, obviously that's going to cost.
looks like kind of a slate or something.
What'd you say?
Kind of looks like a slate of some
Yeah.
sort.
No, I mean, that's what I like the look of it, I just am trying to, weigh the pros and cons based on the cost factor, that's all. But I did think that, I'll show you this while we're talking about it here. This is the gray on the main part of the walls that we discussed last time. I thought about keeping the black on the lower portion in the same height as the stone. So it still kind of looks like you can still see going all the way around that the lower part is black as well.
Hey, but
You know what I'm saying?
the stone wouldn't stand out against the black metal.
No,
No.
well, it's not going to. So on the plan, this is the metal on the main part of the building, and then the lower part is gonna be the stone, right here.
Okay,
So what I'm proposing is if we, on the side of the building, just to save the cost. On the lower portion, they'll do the black metal like that.
What would be used to join the two? Oh,
Well, they make the trim, like a sill trim piece. That.
Like a sill,
it's-
okay.
It's a standard, I guess it's like a H-panel, you would call it. It's designed to, there's a lot of buildings that, have a
two,
color change like that,
okay,
so. And then on this part, there will be a sill, a stone sill,
Mhm.
that the metal rests on, that changes it, the transition from the metal to the saw. So. Are
you gonna do that on all the other three sides or just the O'Hara's?
I can do that wherever, I think aesthetically it would look nice to basically do everything like that with the black.
Mhm.
Cause it's the same, basically the same cost, you know what I mean?
Except the front. Which
Yeah, the front, I want the stone on the front either way, cause I think it looks nice, I would like to put it everywhere, I'm just trying to reduce the construction cost, you know what I mean?
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I think the improvements you're doing at the site, I mean, he's working with us.
So the black all the way around then.
It'll
But
sharp.
also,
Good.
black the same height as the stone all the way around.
Stone, just the front of the stone on both
So
sides.
it's-
Just the front.
Just the front. Black base.
Just to distinguish it, so your eyes can still follow that elevation, you know, to see that it has a clear lower structure and a clear.
Mhm. And what color were you using for lettering on the signs?
Black and yellow,
Black and yellow.
yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
What's black and what's yellow?
So the lettering will be black, I'm sorry, the lettering will be yellow, and the sign itself will be black. So basically, you'll be able to read the words with a black background, and it'll be lit just like the normal background sign.
Exterior lit?
It's got the, you know, the lighted panel, the lights, and then the panel that goes in front of, you know, like the normal
Mhm.
back of the sign.
And what will the side sign be?
Same thing. Same thing, just much smaller. And, you know, that one's gonna be only, I wanna say it's like 18 by. I would have to look at it, but it's in the square footage, but that was the same thing, the other one's just, it's bigger, so the letters are bigger, and the one on the side is, I think it's 2 foot by 16 or something. You got 2 by 11, 2 by 11. But ultimately, they're, would mimic each other, just one be better.
Okay, so same coloring.
Yeah, same coloring.
Mhm.
Just simple, so you're not adding too many colors and making it like a rain, you know,
Yeah.
just more simple and, you know, neat and clean.
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Should be dramatic too.
Yeah, well, it'll be lit, so, you know.
You're good with that part?
Yeah, that's my answer to that part, so, the last one's very simple, it's not applicable, there's no, mechanical equipment. Or, you know, there's no mechanical equipment or obstruction of any kind of. So that one really doesn't apply. I understand it's in there.
I also want to go over Mark's reviews.
Okay.
Do you have, Mark, you want to go through them?
Yeah, I guess so. We had originally wrote a letter prior to the passing.
Yep.
The providing plans address some of the comments. I guess I'll be clear.
Okay.
Can you, one comment was to clearly show where you were going to replace, because the existing pavement in poor shape. And the recommendation was replace the paving at the entrance, at the minimum, the entrance and where the handicap would be. Can you show me on this plan where the new paving is going?
So that was a tricky thing, and I didn't know how to convey this exactly to my engineer. But in layman's terms, we are either repairing or replacing all the pavement. So in other words, like in sections of the pavement that there's the pavement all around the building has various levels of wear, I guess, or whatever you call it. So some of them are really bad, which we would have to excavate it down and put new base in and everything. And some of them aren't so bad that we could top coat. So
We need to outline that.
Let's see these.
So the moral of the story, in my head at least, and I don't know how to convey this, I apologize, but everything will be new and satisfactory when we're done. So the best way I can compare it is like if I fixed your wall and your wall had really bad sheet rock all smashed up in this side, but this side might have a couple things in it. Well, I may replace 2 sheets on that side and then here just, you know, tape and mud it. And then when it's painted, it would still all be brand new. That's the best way. I just didn't know the proper way to convey that, you know, to the board. And the proper way to convey that to my engineer apparently. But that's the moral of the story. So when we're done, I don't personally want anything to be iffy. It's not like I'm just gonna leave a section the way that it is and not touch it. Everything's gonna look brand new and striped the way that it should. I just don't want to have to dig everything out and go through the total expense if there's some areas that he could save without doing the whole thing.
Absolutely.
That's the only, but when you're done, everything will be 100%. It'll look brand new. You won't be able to tell the difference.
So who's he?
The case that he, what did you say?
Yeah, so he's leaving up here.
Well, I talked to a couple paving companies already, but I haven't decided exactly who I'm gonna hire, but I discussed this with them, and they agreed with me that they should do this. Some sections are gonna have to dig right down, some of them like 16 inches, and they gotta put fabric and stone, and you know, they know their business better than I do, but to make it complete, other sections, they can peel off the top coat, retamp, add a little bit more stone, and then just pave over that. So that's the only reason why I wanted to put on their repair as needed, as opposed to just totally digging out 16 inches in the whole parking lot and redoing it. Again, just a cost issue. Just trying not to totally redo it if I don't have to.
So, you know, we typically like things delineated in writing, so I'll leave that to council and engineering and how to address it. I don't have them because it's gonna be up to the paving company.
Yeah. What you require, in my mind, say will be repair, replace, or achieve a uniform, consistent, high quality visual.
That's exactly what I wish I could have conveyed to my engineer and exactly the same. Because I don't want it to look patchy and, you know, I want it to be a uniform, consistent, look brand new, exact.
It works for me. I just, you know, again, the plan doesn't protect that.
Right.
If that's conditioned, that's fine. I think if we're gonna approve this tonight, with all these conditions, I think one of the conditions of approval is a revised plan addressing comments be provided.
If you're gonna go to a revised plan, you might look at the revised plan and then approve a plan that's acceptable.
I'm really hoping that we can get this addressed today. The problem that I have is the engineer's kind of out of my control, so every time we send it to him, he's backed up, and then it takes a long time to get everything. As you know, we started this months and months ago. I mean, you know, exactly what you said was my original plan, is to make it all uniform and consistent and high quality, of course. That's exactly what I want. I wouldn't want anything less. I just, if I didn't have to totally do the whole thing in the whole parking lot, it was just a cost factor.
I understand that and I agree with it. But we need things in writing, right? And if council and engineering gets a little bit uncomfortable with what we have in writing relative to the plans, then it may not work. We'll see where it goes from here. Mark, are there other issues that you not wanted to?
Yeah. What kind, so you remove the pole lights, you're not showing this wall.
Yes.
What do you use?
I thought he delineated that on the plans.
He says a 30 watt, you've got a note that says wall mounted lighting on the dark side, which is what we want. He says then wall lighting is a 30 watt, 4,000 lumen by PLC solution or equivalent per owner choice. Now, you know, I don't, and he's got per owner choice in a lot of places here. Those types, those. aren't good, because it doesn't really, the plan, the board's proving something that could change.
Well, I just thought,
I understand, but you tell me what that light is. You know what that light is, with that description, because I tried to look it up.
okay,
So if you know what you're putting in, you can describe what type of light was that, because I looked at the PLP light, the website, the solutions, and it was a wide range of them. That description doesn't narrow it down to a specific light. Okay, and I asked her cut sheet, and it's very easy to take a cut, to go to a website, get a cut sheet, show what we're doing, instead this is what, you know.
no, I understand. Is there a specific light that you want me to use? Cause I'll agree on that one.
It could be any sort of full cutoff, but dark side component fixture with a reasonable amount of lumens and that type of stuff. But I can't tell you what it is.
No, I understand that. We just didn't pick it out, pick that. We didn't get to that level of detail, picking out the light that we got, that's all. So I understand that when I do, that I have to make it abide by the lumens and the dark light and everything like what you're saying.
Now, what has to happen is it needs to be,
Fixture. I understand the cutoff, I understand that, but I had assumed, and maybe incorrectly, that as long as I provided the light that met all that criteria, it was acceptable. I didn't know I had to pick out the exact light.
in a light,
model number and everything.
in a light sheet provided, which wasn't.
What'd you say?
And an illumination sheet provided as well, which wasn't. The cut sheet.
So, I guess here's one. Here's a whole bunch of different types of lights, right? These are all PLC. So if you were looking at these, I mean, which one do you think you would choose?
The PLT 13609.
And that's exactly the type we know.
Then let's speak.
I'm sorry, but.
No.
It's my point.
I'm just saying, I mean, isn't there a criteria that we can agree on that says light has to
You see
meet
where
these
it says
guidelines?
cut off, you see where it says cut off there?
Yes,
Those are the types we know.
okay.
We know, these are light bombs, okay? They cost
Can I
clear
agree
and
to
all
the
that.
PLC 13611 right now? Cause I don't have a problem with that. I just didn't think I needed to pick out the exact make and model.
You do.
Okay, so let's pick that one if we could, if that helps.
Well, it's 120 watt, not 30 watts.
So it's becoming a bridge as far as recommendation. You pick out stuff, so you have to present a plan that representative of what's actually gonna be built. And right now, you do not have a plan that representative of what's actually being built. You have a plan, piece of paper, and then a whole bunch of modifications that are simply being made on the slide, which.
This is the first I've heard about the light though.
I like it, it's in the review letter. They were given prior to this set of things.
Yeah, we gave it to Adam, and I had thought it was sufficient, because he did change it he did change the light and provide the information that
But you see,
apparently is inadequate,
well,
but he didn't change that, and I didn't hear anything back.
No, tell them again what it says.
Okay.
Tell them what it says again.
well, I mean, what it says. Thirty watt, this 30 watt, 4,000 lumen by PLC. And so, yeah, it's not a cut sheet, that description, but I can't tell what that is.
What is,
Out of all the
if I could just ask the question, what does the cut sheet provide for you that clarifies it more?
The cut sheet would be this, it would be this sheet right here saying exactly what one you're using. And this is not the one I'm suggesting to you,
No, I understand.
but this is a cut sheet, okay? So this gives certainty to exactly what you are using for.
Okay, I understand. So, can I just provide one? Can I, after, provide a cut sheet that meets some expectations, and if you're okay with the light, at that time, we're good? Will that work?
Again,
Because I don't have a problem, I
I'm
can have a
okay
light
with that.
fixture, I just go ahead and do it.
See what Gil said, I mean, If the board's comfortable with all these conditions and all these things need to be met, that,
it just was a few site comments and mainly the thing that we're talking about is the cut sheet on the lights. So I understand where you're coming from and I wish I would have known about the light. I would have picked one out. I think I could probably go online in probably 15 minutes and pick out one that I would like. But I had assumed that I just pick out one that meets the correct lumens and the sign when I was okay. Otherwise, this wouldn't be an issue.
I gave you a little test and you want to pick up the rate. I think that's why we got to know.
I understand that.
It has to be on plan. Just to be validated. Clear.
I mean, I sympathize with your, like, with the timing.
I understand where you're coming from and I get it. It just seems to me that if we could just agree that everything else, I think, and I hope that we're okay with basically everything else. The only thing is the light. So as long as we submit the light cut sheet and everything to do with the light after the fact, that you're okay with it.
And
I think
we have,
everything
we have
else
the
is-
pavement issue as well. Mark, was there anything else that you needed to?
No, the landscaping's a little messy, but it's dirt enough on there. It shows it describes what's.
This isn't normal for us either.
No,
Just,
I apologize, I'm probably unprepared, but this, obviously I don't do this every day. But I would be happy to submit an exact light fixture with all the details in the cut sheet at any time that you could verify and make sure that's acceptable to you at any time. Other than that, I think we addressed every other concern.
Well, the pavement's still an issue.
Okay, what if I'll just repave the whole thing? That makes it easier. I'll repave the entire parking lot. We'll dig it down. We'll do the full base coat, do the full base, the fabric, everything to make it 100% brand new. We won't prepare, we'll redo. I'm just trying to move things along, that's all.
If that's your choice, I don't want you to spend money you don't have to either by any means, but if that's your choice to move things along.
And the town attorney will know that it will be 100% brand new, and then there won't be the questionable gray area that they're legitimately concerned about, that how good are the repairs gonna be and that kind of thing. I'm just trying to alleviate, potential concerns with, the finished product. And as far as the light fixture goes, that was out of my scope. I didn't even think about that. I just thought when we get to the final details, I'll pick out some light fixtures that meet this criteria. I apologize, that's on me. I should have done my homework. I should have known better on that. But I can at any time submit a light fixture with the cut sheet and make sure that that's approved by you. And then provided that's approved, we can use it. If you say that's not the right one, we'll submit an additional one that is acceptable to you.
Mark, can you pick one right now that would work?
No.
I mean, I can submit one tomorrow, but it'll literally, I guarantee if I know the, I understand that, but if I know the criteria, I can pick a light fixture. I just would like to, if possible, at your discretion, of course, I would like to resolve this issue and be able to move forward. I understand now, I understand the light fixture, but that's an easy thing for me to address. It doesn't seem like a major, in my head, doesn't seem like a major thing. I submit you the cut sheet, everything on the light fixture, you say hey or nay, and then go from there.
I think, again, I think Neil's got typical a lot of other things. There's 6 conditions, one of them's a typical one relative to the renderings and such. So, Neil can propose a resolution and then decide what you want to go forward with.
We'll let Neil finish typing. Any questions? The applicant?
That we'll be able to resolve this issue today. I'll repay the whole parking lot. So that won't be a concern.
Or were you happy with this previous?
No, I wasn't happy with that.
We pay rest of it, even if we can get it, we'll tear it down.
Yeah, well, in fact, in that case, I won't pay them, and we'll get someone to do it. But of course, understandable. Yeah.
Any other questions?
No, I think we're addressing them.
Yeah.
I think you were concerned about your base. So your base, you were saying if professionals determine that the base of your parking lot is reusable, they're gonna reuse it, but any unusable base, they're gonna
Yes,
dig it down.
and then they were gonna
And then they're
restart the
gonna,
whole thing.
yeah, they're gonna resurface the entire thing at the same time. So it's complete, not
Yeah.
patched. So I don't necessarily think he needs to tear out.
But we're leaving it at discretion. Somebody's not here, it's not in writing.
Right,
That's what
right.
makes me nervous. If you look, remember the aerials? Remember it?
Right. But if he's removing all of the,
In other words,
That's fine.
I just wanted the board to know that we're not gonna leave the paving completely there, then patch up to it. All of the top part that you see will be brand new seamless. Originally, that was my plan. But if it helps to expedite things, I'll just repave the whole thing.
But you can't repave or do paving this time of year.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
not the-
They're closed.
Okay, so you're gonna repave the
Right,
whole
right,
thing,
right.
okay?
Yeah.
Well, what about the base for it? Just where it's needed, new material or?
everything will be brand new and consistent, so there'll be no, like I said, there'll be no patching, everything will be, you know, the whole park lot will be repaid. Complete.
And the base will be,
The base,
will
I
be
can
what it
do
should be.
that, yep, the base will be totally redone as needed, or if you would rather that I rip it out and redo the whole base as well, I will do that too. The moral of the story is that either way, obviously, it's in my best interest to have it uniform and look good like he says, and that's the way that I want it. I wouldn't, in other words, I've seen where people in driveways where they'll repave a small section or they'll add a lane, and when you don't do the whole thing, it looks very unsightly, and you can tell where they added this. That's clearly was never going to be the case.
and you'll appropriately stripe it.
Yes, yep, absolutely.
That's shown.
Just waiting for Neil, see what he comes
Oh,
up with.
that's okay, I'm in no rush, whatever.
So you're gonna have to submit a condition, you might say plan to show conditions.
Okay,
When are you gonna get that?
So that's gotta be provided.
okay.
And the question is when?
I'm at the,
For the issuance of the building permit?
Yes, I like that.
Okay.
yeah, that's all fine. We'll be on the phone at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. How fast they'll actually get it done, you know, a week, might take 2 weeks. You know what I mean, but obviously we'll be emailing and calling at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. on it.
It's obvious that you can see that you take pride in what you're gonna end up with and you
Yeah,
You wanna
I want it
do
to
it
be-
right and make it
I don't
look
want
good.
anything, and that's why I didn't want to rush to pick out white. I wanted to, when I got to that point, take my time and really kind of analyze it a little bit, you know. I didn't realize, but now I'm gonna do that process right away.
And I don't doubt you one bit. That's, you know, that's not what this is about. This is about having things done properly and in writing like we do for every applicant.
No, it's just me, I didn't do my homework, I didn't realize that I needed an exact make and model of the car, that's all. I just thought I had to provide a picture that meets this criteria. You know, like I'm in construction, obviously, so anytime that we have to make and install products that meet the code and build stuff that meet the code. It doesn't matter what product we have, as long as it meets the code. Like, for example, we need to put R49 in craft-based insulation in the ceiling. It's gotta meet an energy of at least R49. Doesn't matter what brand it is, or what kind it is, or if it's spray foam or fiberglass, it just has to meet that. So that was what I wrongly had thought all I had to do.
Mm.
Otherwise, I would have picked it up.
Yeah, you want to read the proposed motion, please? Oh, I'll make a motion for a standard seeker. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Jim,
Yes.
Chuck,
Yes.
Mary,
Yes,
Zach,
Yes.
and I vote yes.
Move adoption of a resolution approving the application of the Big Back PD remodeling team and the 85 Burlington Road for construction contracting businesses. This will strictly condition on the following: one, the coast change renderings and or elevations presented by the applicant to the planning board regarding this application shall be incorporated by reference into this plan and the board's approval thereof. Accordingly, actual project must substantially conform to the items that presented herein. Two, a clear 20 by 20 site triangle at the intersection of Mare and Burlington Road will be maintained. Three, the applicant will repair or reconstruct a 6-foot high privacy fence in quality and manner to protect the abutting residential property. Next, the applicant will install 2 concrete bollards 4 feet in front of the entrance doors to comply with the design standard comments. Next, all paving on the site will be replaced to achieve a uniform, consistent, high quality, and visually appealing driving surface. Next, the lighting fixtures will be full cut off and the applicant will submit the light cut sheet for approval by the planning board engineer before installing the light. Next, the stone facade is shown on the building will only be required on the front of the building. The other side of the building will be the black trim on the bottom as presented by the applicant herein. Finally, the applicant will present a revised plan depicting the conditions as set forth herein before the issuance of a building.
So all of those conditions need to be on the plan.
Yep.
And you'll submit them to the zoning office before they issue the CO.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, the building permit,
I mean,
please.
the building elevation also, because the building elevations right now show the stone on 3 sides, all that type of thing. So that should reflect what you said we were going to do.
So we're gonna amend that to say revised plan and building elevation, including building elevation.
Okay.
Yeah, because, okay, the one we have shows the stone on 3 sides.
So the new one will make it show the metal on the bottom and the stone on the front. And then obviously the other ones are as I written to you. I'll have them change them on the plans, the design review, site comments and building comments that I talked about. Yep. Everything's exactly how we planned, so I know, it's perfect.
Questions? Do we have a motion?
Do you have to do any roof work on that?
No, I wanna probably redo the roof this year, just because it doesn't look pretty, but.
Is it shingles or?
Yes. But that's just a maintenance thing, it really has nothing to do with the design thing, unless you want me to include it, I'm gonna do it anyways, but. There's like 4 different sections of the roof, and they're all ready, just got redone, so there's one more section, so I'm gonna do that anyways. As a normal maintenance issue, but if you want me to include that, I will, I'm gonna do it anyway. Thank you.
Yeah, we have a motion. We're good. Would somebody like to make that a motion? Do
I'll make that a motion.
we have a second?
Second.
Jim,
Yes.
Chuck,
Yes.
Mary,
yes.
Zach,
Yes.
and I vote yes. You're all set.
Well, that means we're.
Just get that stuff to the zoning office.
Thank
All right, good luck with it. Thank you.
You.
Next item on the agenda is Fulton Savings Bank, property at 5480-5500 Bartow Road.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you? You're welcome.
Basically, when we lay off the only making sure that the on step of the ATM and the drive-through. So we did a plan. Very quickly, we did this plan. Then we hired
the landscape architect from the position of governing the plan. They took this plan as an application. And made it that. So, what it shows there is the building moved farther to the east. The, at least, shows 3 cars there, all in the left, 4 to 5, and you go to the curve there, stack the cars, and so there's a family, which is a little early in my estimation, but we've got it done, so we can start going with it and discussing it. That was done and we resubmitted. We also had a discussion about stone on the base of the building versus brick. So we redid some of the AI imagery, showed stone on the base. Which I'm still not in favor of, but that's what you want to do, sure. So those 2 items, you know, kind of start the ball. Then we got a letter from the county. And they had a whole raft. Right? And then Nick, Naparala, the state architect, was able to go through each one of those with different people from the county and that's where. And I don't know if we go through each one tonight or whether you read it.
I read the county's letter, but I haven't seen any correspondence between you and them.
They're gonna be more reasonable.
Yeah.
Regardless, maybe they could just, I mean, most of those are gonna be things like sewer, water service.
Yep.
Of course, it's supposed to get all that.
Entrance to Bartel.
So they respond in writing those comments. For provided with response. And that's what they did. They did do that. Yeah, the last time we seen that, I guess they did. Yeah. That aside, so we can address all those things. None of them were an issue.
Yep.
Okay. What did come out of that discussion with the county though, was drainage. And what they're proposing is, I originally, when I did the original sketches, I was gonna regrade everything and drain everything to the culvert out front, the green space out front. And the county doesn't like that. The county doesn't want to go through the whole permitting process of having people work in there right away. So, the landscape architect and the county talked about it. The county said, why can't you sheet drain this site like the site is currently sheet drained? Right now, drainage starts on the left where the restaurant is, that building, drains all the way across the site, goes past the entrance, and drains toward the corner where the plaza building is. Show that here. So it starts here, goes across the site, and ends up here. It's one big sheet because it's a big parking lot now. So what the landscape architect did, we submitted a drainage plan with this, I believe. He sheet drained the site, which 2 things came out of it. The drainage will go exactly like it does now, so we're not adding drainage to the green space up on top and taking that water out of the area. What he did was, if you see along the southern end there, the landscaping bays, islands, he created a 4-foot separation between them to let the water, the drive-through is to drain to the remainder of the site like it does now. And then the roadway, which is really site now, the paved parking now, would continue to drain from left to right. And then on the upper left-hand corner there, he took out, I had originally proposed as an island here. He took that out and made that a paved striped area to allow the water to go by it, so it could continue with sheet. I thought it was a pretty good idea. So that's that's what this plan starts to show. And, we know we need to do more details and whatnot with regard to it. But, that's where we are with that. Then the next review came from an municipal design review. There were two items there. First item was, the canopy over the staff entry. We don't really have, and part of this problem is my problem because we're still figuring out this building.
Design.
I don't have the luxury like the gentleman before me where we gotta start tomorrow, but we're still figuring out what we're doing with this building. I'm trying to get in here so we can get a concept plan good enough that we know we can then move forward with it. That first item talked about this entrance here. And there used to be, on the original plan we showed, there was a canopy over the top of that entrance. In our gyrations of what we're doing, we said, well, that's crazy, now we don't really need that canopy, so the canopy became the roof, basically, so we took the walls up, finished it in brick, and that was that, so the plan is incorrect, but they haven't submitted a new plan. So the old plan is incorrect, but the elevation is correct.
Problem solved.
That's the way it goes. The second item was an item that we talked about last time also. And if you go back to the landscaping plan, the original standard of one tree for every unit for at least one shrub trees, 10 feet. This is based on 600 feet of property boundary frontage. I don't know where that number comes from, but it's 600 feet. Those are not my comments.
I don't think it's just frontage, is it?
This is it. And it's for.
No, that's-
I'm Ramble, you have a achievement. Oh.
It's property
So it-
boundary, not frontage.
Yeah, I basically do the engineering and code review, they generally do landscaping, architectural. So they're saying we need 15 trees and 60 shrubs. Okay, this was the plan he came up with before that complicated thing to be. We're showing 7 trees. We had a debate over that, and 209 shrubs. So giving you 350% more shrubs and 50% less trees. One of the reasons the bank really likes this site is its visibility from Bartell Road. And you notice there aren't any trees on that site. So for us to go and plant trees on front kind of defeats the purpose of having the site being so visible for the bank. We're more than happy, as we showed, as the landscape architect shows here, all of the trees along the southern portion of the site, along the entry area of the site. We don't want to put anything more than 5 feet high between the front of the building and Bartell Road. So I guess my question is, we more than can meet your shrub requirement. How many trees are acceptable? You can't get 50. It's almost impossible.
Yeah. From my perspective, I'm gonna want to see a few trees up front. And they can be small decorative trees. I mean, we just did this with our police department who wanted visibility. And we were able to come up with a plan that worked for everybody. And I think it's an important part of our architectural standards to have tree line along the road frontage. So
But there's nothing there.
that's because this is new. Our architectural standards are relatively new, and we're gonna start doing them. We are doing them now. Just like like I said, we just required it for our police department maybe a month ago, and they didn't want to do it.
So how many are the couple?
Did I say a couple? Or a few?
You.
6, how about 3, 4? I don't know, design something. And like I said, and I wanna not, I'm the only one vote again. But they don't have to be big trees, right? And, they don't have to be evergreens.
No. Well, the
Uh,
other, that is the only evergreen, although we're showing one here now.
I saw one
Yeah.
there.
People have a tendency to hide behind them, when the building is closed. They
Yep.
come from behind the trees, and creates a real security issue.
Same thing with the police
They
department.
They want the tree at least 4 or 5 feet. We can cut the bottom branches off.
Yep.
You can see through.
Which is what the police department did.
So we have, the landscape architect did a great job of picking those kind of trees, where they're visible, the Japanese maples. He looked at the other ones down here, the eastern redbud cedar, those are very nice. But, if I've got to put a couple of
Few.
few up front.
Everybody else agree with that?
Yeah.
That's reasonable.
Okay, we go over 60.
No. Yes, of course.
And one thing that came out of this that we've been working on for a while, the landowner hired CNY Plumbing. We've always had a concern because we don't know what's happening with the sewer line, and we now have real definitive information. They excavated on the southern end of the property. There it goes right there. The southern end of the property, there's an 8-inch sewer line that's indicated there for cheap budget. And that sewer line is in the ground, connects to the county manhole on the southeast corner of the site. Somewhere between that, where we're going to tie in, between there and the restaurant, the 4-inch line ties into that 8-inch line. Originally, when the restaurant was being built as a Burger King, we had a copy of the original drawings. There was supposed to be a manhole there where the 4-inch line came into the manhole, then an 8-inch line was coming out of the manhole. And my belief was that 8-inch line was then supposed to pick up any extension of the plaza stores. It could go to the west. It kind of made sense. And in fact, you can see on that drawing, there's a cleanup and a vent there that we believe goes right into that 8-inch line. We don't know that, but and you can see that the next door over does the same thing. So we think that 8-inch line is for that future storage. So it shouldn't be a problem for us, even though we still got to go through the county thing, give them all the usages, all that stuff, gallonage, whatever. But we're going to tie in there. There is no manhole. The 4-inch line coming from the restaurant somewhere along the way ties into that 8-inch line. But there was always a concern over, is this a public sewer? And I guess it is, but it's a private sewer. So that line was put in by the owner. So I don't know what that goes into with regard to finally in the end getting a building permit. But we'll work with the county to make sure that whatever is tied in at the manhole, they must have a record of it. So they understand that maybe our building is the only building left they can tie in. I don't know what the flows are. But then that becomes the owner's issue with regard to, can she expand ever in the future, make the plot
The
bigger.
property owner, right?
But as far as the bank is concerned, it's a lease parcel. Our concern was, how do we get our sewage from the building to now we know that 8-inch line exists, there's took elevations of it and all of that. So we have that on record. So that's where we're going. And I know Steve had a concern with it before, but were you really putting a new line all the way over to the county now? No, we're not. So that's the latest.
Okay.
Other than that, we hired a landscape architect. We're progressing with a lot of that. We're still doing exterior lighting and we're doing the lumen studies for the site lighting. So they'll come out with the recommendation for fixtures. And then we're starting on the actual architectural drawing. So hopefully in January, we'll get you a much bigger amount of paper to.
Terrific.
But we keep you up to date. And then the other comments you have, we're really happy to answer them and be on top of this because eventually we'd like to get started sometime in the spring. Our other issue is, as you well know, the New York State Building Code changes in January. So you all know, the changes in January. So there are some interior planning issues that we don't have to deal with, like handicap turning radius for wheelchair, 5'7", not 5'0". So, things are emerging from that standpoint.
Mm.
Not gonna change our building, but it may change our plan. That's why we don't have an updated plan. So we're working on that, trying to get that done. And I'm sure we'll be back again in January with another revision and a better answer to what's going on with the site. And
Terrific. I'm excited about it. We'll see if there's any questions, Jim,
I'm good for right now.
Chuck, anything?
We're looking forward to progressing in this and
Well, let me ask you one more question.
Yeah.
I have to use this. We'll go back.
Do you have to use what?
The stone.
Why
Yeah.
don't you like that? I think
It
it's,
looks
it's
nice.
it's one of those,
Temporary mason building that's not a replica of, but done in the same manner that the original savings. An original bank that's got a brick base with a stone or a table cap and brick above. So I was just trying to follow through on that to, the bank only owns one of the buildings. So this is kind of like the upgraded version of what they did in 1850.
what type of,
But if it's something that, there it is right there. It's got a stone water table. It's got a brick base, whether to the left. Well, is this what you? Yes, what I would prefer. I just think that looks a lot cleaner, that's all, in my estimation.
I'm gonna jump in. I agree with you. I prefer the brick. I'm not a fan of the limestone base.
And what
But I'm
happens
one.
today, it's just like the gentleman who just left. Making them put stone on the bottom of this building, which now, the more you do that, nothing is different anymore. Stone is different now. It's different anymore. In my eyes, as an architect, I like the stone. I like the brick better. But it's up to you. Jerry will not argue with you. Trust me, he'll do it.
do the design standards require a different color or tone? I think they do, right?
They do.
A definition, a definitive definition, not.
Or when you're happy with this. Yeah. From my standpoint, I agree this looks cleaner. It's still. It's totally up to you guys. I gave you my 2 cents.
I think I personally prefer what's shown on the screen right now.
But you don't have to prove that to me.
No, I know, but yeah, but if we can give you some direction, the more we can get done.
Right.
I'm fine with that.
I agree with Zach.
That's a first.
Whoa.
Mark it down.
Okay, so, any other questions?
Mary, any other questions?
No, I'm good. I think the building looks very nice.
It does, yeah.
It does.
And you can see in the new renderings, or in the new, Anthony's always got shadow in the drawing. There's quite a bit going on.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, yeah, it's very nice.
It's gonna be very nice.
Zach, anything?
because you said there is some gingerbread treatment along the
Mike?
top.
Yes.
Yeah, real quick, I think Mark had mentioned last week when, the swing where the three cars come into the, to go around to the drive-through wasn't quite wide enough.
They've taken care of that. They've done a
Oh, it's
very-
on,
Yeah, they did a nice job on the site.
Yeah.
so what did they moved it back or, I mean, to?
They widened it out.
Okay,
and
no,
instead of
that,
having this come around, they're actually now out here.
Yeah.
That allows some more parking over here. So, no, they did a very nice job.
good, okay, no,
Site. Very happy.
excellent.
Neil, anything?
I'll say.
Mark?
No, not at this time, I believe.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You as well.
You.
That concludes our agenda items. Any questions or comments? Just want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah and a great and safe New Year. We won't get together again until next year. Do we have a motion? I'm sorry, go ahead, Joe.
Been a great year here too.
I'm busy. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
And do we have a second?